Coming up next on Get Caught in a Net.
Get caught in a net with Annette. For your mind, body, and soul. Get caught in a net with Annette. It's your intellectual radio show. Here to inspire you and encourage you to be your very best. Get caught in a net with Annette.
You are now tuned in to Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette, where your host, Annette Harris, analyze intriguing life questions and concerns, such as, do Christians suffer from mental illness? Have you wondered why they act abnormal? Or you may ask, what is really going on in their minds? Do you need Annette? Well, keep listening for a biblical understanding of the psychology of the mind.
Hey, great afternoon, guys. Welcome to another wonderful segment of Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette. I'm your girl, your host, Annette Harris. I am the CEO of Get Caught in a Net Incorporated. You're a two-time award-winning author of Surviving a Silenced Heartbeat and your certified mental health ambassador. Listen, guys, come on in because I'm so excited on this afternoon. I always say when you see my face, it's time for you to come on and get caught in the net. This Wednesday, this day is no different. I'm going to bring on a wonderful guest that I'm so excited to engage with. I call her my little sister sometimes, and you all have seen her on here at least twice, as a guest that I've interviewed her. And she has such, I'm telling you, such a great story. Her life journey is it's like no other. She'll have you crying. She'll have you laughing, just in what she has dealt with. You know what I mean? You can kind of relate to her. So let me bring her in before I go further. She's in the background waiting. She's waiting on me. I have no idea where that came from.
I know, like she's singing.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. You're looking good.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
She is doing it, y'all. She is doing it. Listen, you are listening to and looking at the beautiful Monique Fultz, aka Camille, aka just a hardworking career woman. I'm telling you, she is doing the thing, and she is here on this afternoon. And I'm excited to tell you why I'm bringing her back. I am bringing her back because, of course, we initially had her on as a guest to talk about her book. Ooh-wee. And I don't know how many awards she's won since we've even talked the first time. Nowhere to Call Home. Nowhere to Call Home. The title alone should grab your attention, and it should make you sit up and want to know what it's all about. And when I tell you this woman has been pretty much all over the world, or at least a good portion of it, with this book.
Right?
Yeah.
Still going.
Okay. And I can't tell you how proud I am of you. I really am. And
Thank
even
you.
in meeting you and hearing your story the first time, reading about your story the first time, it got me right there. And it's done that for many people, right?
Right.
So why don't you remind those who are watching a little bit about your background, personally and, professionally. And then, of course, talking about your book, if you would not mind doing that for me.
Well, I became awarded a state when I was 8 years old. I'm sorry, 12 years old. I was in an abusive home up until then, and then I actually had to lie my way into the system um because DCFS wouldn't take me from the home. I am a mother of four. Two of those are adopted from the foster care system. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I do work full time. I am running my own production for my stage play, and I am currently getting ready for 3 award ceremonies for my book.
Yes, yes. I told
I
y'all,
have a
didn't
lot going. Yeah, I couldn't make it to one, so I won 6 in total, and then I'm doing 3 award ceremonies, and then I'm nominated for Author of the Year. So it's a lot going on for 2025.
Yes, this is your year, honey. This is your
Yes,
year. I'm
yes,
telling you. I think the first time, what was it, 2022 or 2023? We had
2023.
right. Right. So it was a year after I had my first book published, and we met at the was it Black
The Urban
Book
Book
Fair?
Fair.
Yes, yes. Thank you. So she's
Hmm.
helping me, and I think I gave her a card, and I realized that she had left me a message that on my office number, and I was like, oh, this is the young lady from the where I met her over in 95th. That's 95th, right?
Hmm. Yep.
Uh-huh. Right. And so, because I went with a few friends, actually, they kind of drugged me out.
I'm
But
glad they
I'm glad
did.
I did. I'm glad they did. They were encouraging.
Yeah.
Mario and Tiffany encouraged me to come out. And so when I heard the message, I'm like, oh, yes, I would love to interview her. And, I don't think I did not have your book at that time, though. I
No.
didn't get your book until after after the first
Yeah.
interview.
It was
Yeah.
after.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
but again, and then the way she presented herself too, because I don't have everybody on, but the way she presented, I was interested in talking further, to you about what it was that you experienced and about your book, and we're trying to encourage and push one another as well. And if I
Hmm.
have a platform to do that, then I want to be able to do that. And so, so our journey of sisterhood and friendship started, and I'm excited about that. So that was just a little bit about her, and she was very modest in talking about herself. She's done so much, and we already know, of course, she's an author. That's what connected us initially, and I think that when we talked about, I don't know if it was the first or second interview, you started mentioning about it becoming a stage play.
Hmm.
And that I was like, yes, do it. And I'm telling you, it's like full force now, right?
Yes.
Uh, your production is supposed to take place on August 23rd of this year.
Yes.
Um, but let me ask you though. Okay, you did mention that you probably would want to, do a stage play, or it was something in the talks, or you were thinking about it.
Hmm.
How hard was it to get to that point, though? I mean, if you can be transparent,
I
talk
think
about
this was
that.
the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I faced a lot of some people dumbing me down, lot of people turning me away, a lot of people advertising themselves. They tried to change my story. Somebody told me I didn't have a story, that I was venting. The first person I went to, I asked him, and I just talk about this at every podcast because it's just important how you treat people, and you never know who you're going to meet. And I asked him, I said, I really want to turn my book into a play. Can we collab? Can I talk to you? And he says, well, do you have the script? And I'm like, well, no, it's my book, so I am the script. And I just wanted like the ins and outs, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, let him read my book and just go from there. And he's like, well, I said, well, can we at least have a meeting? And he said, what's the use of meeting if you don't have the script? Okay. I never spoke to him again. And just all of the people that I ran into were trying to either use me for their own personal gain or not help me at all. And now that the production is taken off, you see everybody kind of snooping. But this is the hardest thing that I've ever had to do.
Wow.
It's
I can
very
only
hard.
imagine. So I'm
Sorry.
wondering, the individual that said you don't have a script, I mean, were they scared to take on your book, or was that
I
just
just
how?
think that I think everybody that I ran into, they were just wrapped up into whatever they had going on. And they're probably just used to a lot of people saying, you know, let me collab, let's talk about this. So I don't think a lot of people took me seriously. So it may not have been intentional. It's just, you know, I've noticed just me doing it myself that a lot of people talk and they're not about the movement. So I could probably give them a pass on that, but I'm just saying how my journey was to get here. Even with my cast and my production, I had to go and hand pick them all.
Okay.
I didn't really cast. So it's been hard.
Oh, so you basically you kind of took on extra steps.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. Okay.
When I had my casting call, I had the people that I had met already and asked them to come in and audition.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you handpicked them and wanted to make sure. Okay. Wow. Now that's
Mhm.
that's a lot of work. You're right.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
you know, for
I had to
you.
go extra because this is my project. And I noticed that no one is going to go hard like you. No one's going to love what you got going on like you. And a lot of people, if you don't pay attention, they'll do anything if they get the chance. It's
Yeah.
just the work ethic is not the same. And I'm in
Right.
hustle mode. So if you're in hustle mode and survival mode, it's just different working with somebody who just they just don't have that work ethic. But my director tells me all the time, you can't do it all. You can't do it all. And I'm like, but it has to get done.
Yeah. And let me ask you something. As you're saying that, you know, because my mind, you know, Annette, my mind is always going. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So, do you think that you're like that because of how you came along and the way you came along? Do you think that you're like that because of what you experienced?
Probably. Because I'm glad I talked to my pastor, Pastor Hannah, because I was trying to go full force and I was trying to have people do it for me because I didn't want to deal with the pain of even writing this script. I didn't want to be bothered with nothing, none of it. And I asked him, I said, you know, what should I do? How should I go about this? And he was like, take your time and get your own team. And I'm looking at him like, get my own team. I don't got time for all that. And I was still trying to do it my way.
Yeah.
But come to find out, I have my own team and it's going perfectly.
Good. Because we don't want you to wear yourself out. You know, I can only imagine.
Oh, so, I'm almost there.
You almost wearing yourself out or almost done?
Almost wearing myself out. But it's for a great cause. It's for a great cause.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. You should say, you know, you going through this, I'm sure is going to bring up a lot dealing with this. I've even seen some of your posts. You know, sometimes you just have to step back or, you know, let it out, release it. How is that going for you? I mean, did you think that it would be like this, where you would have moments where you would maybe have to step back or cry or whatever? Or did you think that you would kind of go straight through it?
I thought I would be able to go straight through it. I mean, when you write a book, it's like, I'm going to put this all out there and you could just drop it. I don't have to read it again. Everybody else has to read it. But I didn't realize with the play, you have to do it over and over and over again. And then we added film. So it's like I'm watching everything in 40K, up close and personal. And then these actors are so amazing. They're just nailing it. So I'm like, oh my God. So I didn't expect to be rushed with so much emotion. And after rehearsal and filming, I am like really drained. I have to like get it together, get my thoughts together. But I did sort of lose it the other day. Because that scene just like got the best of me. But my cast is just like, we're just trying to make you proud. And I'm like, it's not you. Like, you guys are amazing. I just didn't expect it to affect me this way because I haven't dealt with it until now. So it's just a different vibe. Yeah.
Right.
But it is hitting me. I feel like a dartboard.
Really?
It's dark.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
This is a hard production. It's so hard.
Yeah, you're reliving it. I'm sure you're
Yeah.
reliving.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine, you know, because we didn't, even your cast members didn't go through this with you, you know, per se. So obviously they must be doing a good job for it to, you know what I'm saying, to kind of trigger you back.
They're doing a really good job. And Camille is a brand new actor in the play. And she is nailing it. So, and I kind of find myself like babying her because I feel like she's me. So my director's like, would you stop? She's an actor. But he's not saying it like that. He's like, you know, we have a job to do. This is our job. Stop babying these people.
Wow.
He'll snap, he'll crack the whip real quick.
Willie, it sounds like you have the right one then to do that because
I stalked him too.
Really?
Yeah, I don't even know how he landed on my social media. And I watched him for months. Because all the directors that were being thrown at me, I felt like these are people that these directors were putting off personalities that they wanted the people to see that were recommending them to me. So I don't feel like they got the real version of that person. So I just started to go and see for myself who I wanted. And this director is just, to me, he's just very humble, very serious about his work. And is not afraid to go dark. So I was like, okay, I want him. But we clicked since the first day.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's when you know that God has this, you know, he's lining this stuff up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you can take you know, it'll make you feel good knowing that God is doing this. You know, you may not have seen how it was all going to come together or lay out, you know, what have you. You say you did.
I did not. I'm like, what are you doing?
Wow.
But it's amazing.
Okay. So so the first time I heard about you, you know, in terms of it possibly becoming a stage play was, you know, that second interview. But how long had you been thinking about it before then? Or had
those thoughts had just started to come, but I didn't know how to go about it. So I was trying to push the play in 2023. I think you remember.
Yeah.
I even had a theater. In a theater, God was blocking everything. Like the theater, the systems were down. They wouldn't get back to me. The parking was off. They wanted the guests to walk like 3 blocks for parking. So I'm like, God is blocking this for a reason. And I just stopped. And then I got sick. And after I got better, I just picked back up. And it just seemed like everything just fell in line. So I think it's just all about timing.
Yep. That's what I was just about to say. Yeah, God's timing. Because sometimes we're trying to push for a certain time or a certain, you know, era, what have you. But God is like, no, not yet.
Right.
Then, oh my goodness. I'm getting goosebumps just kind of, you know, thinking about that. Because I do remember you have reached out to me when you were mentioning about, you know, locations and stuff like that. I remember all of that. And it don't even seem like it was that. It seemed like you just did that, but it wasn't.
That's what time has been flying, especially with this book. And now with this play, everything is flying.
I love it.
But it's exciting.
Yeah. And I'm seeing that you're having more and more connections with different businesses, individuals, people, you know, what have you. Seem like it's bringing more exposure. Let's jump over and talk about that a little bit now in terms of the exposure that you are getting. I mean, you've been doing interviews, you've been word of mouth, I know, and then, with the play coming up and then the selling of the tickets. And so let's talk about a little bit of that. How's that particular area going in terms of the stage play?
I am about 60% sold out, and it may be more now, but I haven't looked at the tickets.
Wow.
But the tickets are selling. I have been working with a lot of talk shows, a lot of producers. There's some movie deals in the talk, and we're talking about that. We are going to be going to the Chicago Theater in May of 2026. We've been working with most of the aldermans have been very I can't even think of the word, but
cooperating, they're joining in, and
I just drew a blank. Yeah. And I actually just started reaching out to the mayor's office and start partnering with lots of group homes and just shelters and those type of facilities. I've been donating tickets to those. So it's been really, 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 really busy.
Oh, now see, that just tugged at my heart. Oh, that is, it's appropriate. It's apropos, for you to reach out to them. You know what I mean? Because I know that there are some little Camille's in there,
Exactly. And that's what my director and my cast says all the time. Like, we're doing this for all the little Camille's that's in the audience.
Okay. I'm getting ready to cry. Here you go.
I'm sorry. For once, I'm not the one crying.
But that's beautiful, though. But see, God had you here for such a time as this. And then just think.
I just read the book of Esther today.
Did you?
Yes.
Wow.
I need to read Esther to give me a pick-me-up.
Right. I get it. Because sometimes you were like, what am I doing? And because in our mind, we're like, okay, I shouldn't have to go through this. But then I always tell people, your journey is not for you alone.
Right.
You don't feel like it while you're going through it. I ain't gonna even sit there and sugarcoat and act like it is. But just think that when you were dealing with that, from the age of 12 on or whatever, you wasn't thinking, oh yeah, one day I'm gonna write a book, one day I'm gonna do a play. I'm sure that was not in your mind, but God had the big picture. He sees all and he knows what it's all about. So I love that you're basically giving back and paying it forward, to those who, may be experiencing similar or, the same situation that you dealt with. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. You guys, and before I go further, now tell them where they can purchase tickets. And I want to say this again have you say it again before we end. Where can they purchase tickets?
Eventbrite. They can put Nowhere to Call Home in the search bar. And then also it's on my website. If you go to the shop tab, the QR code and the flyer is on my website. And that's at www.misscamelay.com.
Okay. Now, let me see if I can do www. I want to put it in the comment section here. What is it again?
Well, I just noticed that. I tried to put my website, www.mzcamile.com.
Okay. MsCamille.com.
Miss
right?
Camille, yeah.
Camille. Oh, excuse me.
Yep.
I want to put this in there. So guys, when you are looking at this and you want to purchase tickets, you can go to her website, or like she said, you can go to Eventbrite and type in Nowhere to Call Home. Because
stage play.
Nowhere to Call Home stage play.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys make sure you heard that. Go there, because I don't want you to miss this. I truly don't, because you're going to be missing a treat and you're going to be missing out if you don't do it. So let's move on. I want to talk about your team. I want to talk about you to talk about your team, your cast, your support system, as far as this play is concerned.
I think right now my cast is my support system, and of course, the boyfriend. I'm probably driving that man crazy. and my cast. But I feel like my circle has gotten very small.
Okay.
I listened to someone, I think it was Clarissa Shields, and someone else says, it's lonely at the top. And
Mm,
the further up you go, people just treat you differently. And they say that they're not treating you differently, but actually they are.
mm,
During during rehearsals, it's like I'm at peace. I'm at home because no one is judging me there. I feel like I'm judged a lot, and I'm not even trying to be. And I think people feel like they're not judging you, but subconsciously they are. Um,
yeah.
but my cast is amazing. Like I said, Camille, she's a new actor. Um, she is just killing it. Kimberly Steele, she acted in a lot of plays, but she hasn't really. I think this is pushing her a little bit to the to the edge because she's playing the abusive mother. So
Oh,
there's some scenes that she's never had to do. And I stalked her after one of her productions and asked her to be in my play. And she is killing the role. Like everyone just about on my cast has not been in something as edgy as this. And on top of that, we're doing film. We're combining it with film. So I feel like this is something
ooh,
new for all of them. The director is Tyrone Tapler. He's amazing.
mm.
Karma Newman plays the foster mom, the bad foster mom, and she's pouring lighter fluid on Camille. So, these are a lot of things that I don't think anyone imagined that they would be doing to a little girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and that's something to think about too, because I ask you how you're doing when going through this, but I can only imagine how your cast is
I,
dealing
I
with it
ask
as
them all the
well.
time.
You
But
said
they're
what?
saying as an actor, I ask them this all the time, but I think as an actor to them, it's a good thing because it's showing that they can push themselves outside of this realm. So I
Hmm.
think it does, but I mean, it has to bother anybody, right? But I think it also makes them proud of themselves that they can go to another dimension and not be in these safe roles.
Yes.
So, and then we also have stage combat. That's by LA Holtz, and she teaches them safety, for getting kicked, how to be pushed properly, how to be smacked properly. So it's a really, really cool production.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's a good team you have there.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned about your about Mr. Tap. Is it Tapley?
Tapler.
Tapler.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you watch it. I wasn't trying to give you a new name.
He gonna be like, honey, child.
It must be somebody in entertainment that's with that name that I said. Maybe maybe that's where that came from. I have no idea. But yeah, that's good because you need someone, like him said, to keep you in line. I've seen some posts you had me cracking up where you wanted to say something, he told you to stop or something.
He's like, but you can't come to no more rehearsals. I'm like, okay. But then when I'm quiet, he'll be like, Miss Producer. I'm like, you just told me to shut up. But it's a
Right,
lot of
right.
fun.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So you did mention about your boyfriend, your partner.
Hmm.
So how is that support system and even your children as well? Because you mentioned your mom of four. How how
Hmm.
how are they handling everything, even with the rehearsals and the upcoming? Because there's a lot of talk about this play. So it's not
I
only
know. But I
so
don't
how
think they realize how big it is. Kids are in their own world. So one is on her PS5 and her iPhone. The other one is probably on YouTube. The other one is in her own little world, and my son playing computer games. So I don't think they really worried about what's going on in my life until it actually like really hits them. So I don't think it's hit them yet.
okay. Yes, the
Yeah.
stage play itself. Because I think you and I talked about, before about your book, about how your book affected them. Uh,
Hmm.
when you were writing it. Can you refresh us a little bit on that?
I
What their
think
thoughts
I
were.
know that my son didn't want to read it.
Okay.
He read a couple pages and was like, "No, ma, I can't read that." My little kids, they have not read it, but I think they kind of know what it's about. And the same thing with my daughter.
Okay.
But they're young adults again,
Yeah.
so they're pretty much just wrapped up in their own world. I think, it's just like with moms, you could be dying and they'll come and tap you and be like, "Can I get a snack?" So, you know, they- it's them before anything. So I just think
Right.
they're wrapped up in themselves right now. And
Okay.
then, yeah.
Right. Right. Okay. Maybe they'll realize it later. Before coming on to this particular segment, I was looking at something from the I guess it was the BET Awards, and they had Jennifer Hudson. She was going to come onto the carpet and take pictures, and her son was standing off over there. So she just kind of walked, "My son," and she was like, "Come on," and he took a picture
Yep.
with him. And so some of the comments are like, "Yeah, I don't think he really wanted to be there."
No, it's not that. It's just that sometimes you want your kids to be like extra happy for you and like,
Right.
yay, that's my mom. My mom is
Uh-huh.
dope. You're not
Yeah.
gonna get that reaction from your kids.
And
And you
you won't
notice
be
that
either.
even with politicians, their kids don't care that they're the vice president of the United States. Your kids don't care how successful you are. If
That's
they
true.
do, you have an amazing child.
Yeah. So that sounds just like her son. He was like, "Okay, whatever, I'll take the
Mhm.
picture."
And everybody could be telling him, "Your mom is dope." And in their mind, I think in their mind, it's like, now I have to live in my mom's shadow. So I don't think that is that they don't care. It's like now the expectation is higher because of who your mom is. So I think
True.
that's what it is.
True. And they're looking to see what kind of reaction you're going to give and all of that. So
Hmm.
some of them they don't want their lives all exposed like that.
Yeah.
And just depends. But I'm sure as a
Hmm.
parent, you'll do what you can, to continue to protect them, from
Hmm.
whatever. So that's a good stuff. So
Yep.
um this play, and you mentioned about when you were looking for directors or someone to, help you get this particular play out. We're saying one said, "Where's your script?" So let me ask you, so how did you have to take your book? Did you literally have to write it out, or is your director using like just what you have in the book? I don't know
We're
if I
using
can
what I
explain
have in the
that to
book.
you.
I've actually added a couple of plot twists. So there are
Okay,
some things that are in the play that's not in the book.
okay, okay,
So there's some plot twists.
okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
maybe I'm sure to keep it intriguing and
Yeah.
engaging.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
was that your idea or your director?
Both of us.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He's like, "You can't put this, you can't put this. We need to cut this down. We need to do this." And I'm like, "Okay." So we,
Oh,
we kind of go back and forth. He said I wrote it like a series, which that may be next is coming out with a series. So he's
yeah.
like, "But until the series come out, this is what we need to do." And so I come back with, "Well, look what I wrote." And he's like, "Oh, I like this." So it's a tug of war.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing though. I like that. I
Yeah.
like
Yeah. It's fun.
Okay, cool,
Yep.
cool. So during this, have you ever doubted yourself, or do you doubt yourself even still? I mean, going through this, I mean, it's becoming a stage
A
play now,
lot.
hopefully a
A lot.
movie. So
A
talk about
lot.
those times that you're experiencing that. What does that look like for you?
I think the doubt just comes from so many people putting me down when I first started. And I talked about this on so many podcasts. When I first started, everybody was like, "Oh, okay, you're writing a book. Like, who cares?" Or "You went through this. Who cares?" And
Mhm.
now it's like, "Oh my God, you're the best thing walking." So it's like nobody cared at first. And it seems like now it's like, I guess it did take the book to open a lot of eyes, but I just experienced so much doubt in the beginning. I don't know how to really be excited about what's going on. And it's not even about even being excited. I'm kind of in disbelief.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't think, my book would win all these awards and, that my stage play would be this big. So it's just a lot happening at one time.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
it can be overwhelming, but would you consider it a good overwhelm?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Once the stage play is over, I think I'll breathe, but then I have like 2 more award ceremonies after that. And then we have to dive into filming for the movie and for the bigger stage play. So it's going to be a roller coaster.
Yeah. I'm not sure what kind of break you're going to get.
I know. That's what I was thinking, because I was like, I'm going to get some sleep. And everybody's like, no, this is you're going to be way more tired than this.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it only goes up from here,
Right.
And that's the mentality that you have to have. But, just find the balance. Like, getaways or whatever, so that you won't be so overwhelmed that you can't take it, or it's just too much for you. You won't be pulling your hair out. You still want to enjoy, even every little step. So just make sure you find the balance, because I don't see you stopping. I just don't. I really don't.
Everybody says that. I know.
Yeah.
I'm going to find a balance.
Yeah. Because it's something to bring it out. And, you even hit it on the head. I'll just repeat it again about, the other little Camille's that are experiencing this, because this is something that's continuing to happen, whether you realize it or not.
Right.
You're bringing the awareness, because of your own personal experience, and it is going to be, something that's going to help someone, hopefully prevent.
Not only that, a lot of foster kids are starting to come out about how they were treated in the foster care system. And there are also states that are bringing lawsuits against the foster kids are bringing lawsuits against the state. I don't have all the states. I've just been doing some research, but a lot of kids have been treated really bad and are still being treated really bad in the foster care system.
Yeah. I can only imagine. And then if say, for instance, okay, the difference between you and you've experienced it, I haven't. So that's not like at the forefront of my mind. You know what I mean? Because I didn't experience it. But I'm glad that you are using this opportunity, to bring it to the forefront of our mind, to bring it up, so that we'll understand, what it is. And then, hopefully we can help, do something to alleviate it or eradicate it or what have you. So, we're appreciative that that you are taking this on. Because I know so many have experienced it, but they didn't pick up and write a book. They didn't do a, stage play or anything like that. But, God, again, has you here for such a time as this. I firmly believe that. So aside from what you just mentioned about, those who are starting to share their experiences, what else do you hope or do you pray for that will come from this?
I hope that it will just open the eyes even for caseworkers. A lot of caseworkers go in these homes and they're tired of what they got going on in their house. They're tired from work. They're not getting paid enough. Just really take the time to think about how you're affecting someone's life. There are a lot of caseworkers who just don't care. A lot of state workers who just don't care. And then they're hiring foster parents who don't care. And even when they go into the homes of the parents, you're paying attention to the wrong homes. The parents who actually that are trying to struggle and take care of their kids and feed their kids, they'll take those. But the parents who, who's actually really abusing their kids, but the kid looks like it's clean, they leave them there. So I just hope it really just opened the eyes to everybody. When Camille goes to school and she's homeless and has on dirty clothes, and you can't make fun of this girl, and she stinks because she doesn't have on deodorant. You can't make fun of this girl because of how she looks and you don't know what her circumstances are. So hopefully parents start really teaching their kids, because in this generation, it's okay to bully and to tease and, you know, to talk, you
Mhm.
know, the mama gonna talk about them too. So I just hope that it's just an eye opener for everybody
Yeah. And that's
continuously.
good. Yeah, because you do have to look at all sides of it. You
Mm-hmm.
because things start from somewhere. So I'm glad you're talking about, you know, the system itself and, you know, the
Yeah.
workers of that system. And then, of course, the parents.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're dealing with the children as well. Wow. This girl has such a huge heart. I'm glad about it because again, it could have gone another way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You have to have, you know, this heart that you want to give back, you want to help, you want to prevent, you know, this from happening. And I just thank God for it. I really do. I
Oh,
really.
thank you.
So what's next steps after this? We know about the movie, and what you said, 26 or is it
Yeah.
27? 26?
2026.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What else you see after that? Come on, because you spoke up this stage play before.
I have no idea. I think I'm kind of drawing a blank right now. I have no idea.
You say
Wherever
everything is
God leads.
already happening, huh?
I hope I can write another book. I really do want to have time to write another book. I don't foresee that probably till 2027, 2028. But hopefully I could do that and probably sit down for a little while. I don't see that happening either, but
Right, right. Oh
that's
my
what I would
God.
like.
Okay, okay. Well, can you tell me before we end? I want to know about the different awards. What do you know the names of the awards that you've received for your book?
They are in my email. I know it was Black Authors, National Impact, International Impact Awards,
Mhm.
some one in New York. I have the list in my email.
Okay, okay, okay. So
Yeah.
you have what? How many award shows? Three,
It's
two,
like
four?
three or four.
Three,
So I missed the one on the 6th, so I have 3 left.
three left. Okay, okay. So you can be doing some traveling, huh? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with so were a lot of these because I know like with different awards, I mean we see it all on social media. You can submit your book for this, submit your book for that. Did you get a lot of them that maybe somebody else submitted your book for it?
I
And
did not submit my book to the International Impact Awards. I didn't even know about them. I didn't even know who they were.
okay,
Um, that was done for me. And another one in New York. I've never what are they called? I didn't submit my book to them either. And
see,
they sent me an email. The rest of them I did submit to. But
okay.
I'm like, how did this? Who are you? I know I was telling my boyfriend, I was like, who are these people? I didn't submit to these people. So
Where did they come
a
from?
couple of them were submitted for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
see,
So I thought that was awesome. And those are
yeah,
strangers.
right. So obviously
Hmm.
you had a great impact on them, and they
Yeah.
wow. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Absolutely love it. So give us some final words, some encouraging words, or something else that you want to share with us, you know, about this play. You can pump it up, do whatever you want at this time.
About the play, all I can say is come out, come out, come out. It is an amazing show. The actors are amazing. I think that you are going to leave speechless. Um, words of encouragement, I think just keep going, ignore, ignore, ignore. And
Yeah.
I'm just saying that because everybody has something to say. And the more chatter that you listen to, the more you're going to stall on wherever you're trying to get in your life.
Wow.
Yes. Just keep going, keep
Ignore
going, keep going.
and ignore,
Ignore.
ignore, ignore. I love it. I absolutely love it.
No opinions.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Take that for myself. Listen. I am looking here at this flyer that you originally posted back in December. Now you have two dates on here, August 23rd and 24th. Is
Yeah, I
the
will be opening up the second show. So I didn't open up the second show because I was kind of hesitant. I'm like, okay, am I going to sell these tickets? But now it's like, okay, I'm going to open up the second show. So
okay?
there are going to be 2 shows, but right now I just wanted to make sure I filled all of the seats for the
Uh-huh.
first day, and then I was going to open up the second day. But I have the
Okay.
theater books for both days. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, guys, look, I'm trying my best to get this on the screen so you can see it. Do you see it?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, nowhere to call home. It's really coming soon now. And I told you this was this was posted in December. It's coming up. Yeah, August 23rd. She's going to open up the second one on the next day. And here is the website. You can go, you can purchase tickets, and then also you can go to Eventbrite and type in Nowhere to Call Home Stage Play. So you should be able to see this here. And of course, this is brought to you by it. Now, does this say Camille? And I mispronounced it earlier.
Camille.
What she said.
Yeah, my French name.
Her French name, Camille.
Yep.
And I promise you, you have to do that. I am going to, Annette is going to be there. I purchased my ticket. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in my seat, and I'm going to bring my tissues. And I'm going to, if it's anywhere, Lynn, like that book, which I believe it is.
It is raw. When my director did the trailer, and I'm looking at the trailer like, oh my God, this is like so dark. And then I had to realize that my book is dark.
Yeah.
Like there's no way that you can lighten that up. So I was like, oh my God, like this was my life. So,
Wow.
everybody was looking at the trailer like, I have to go see this play. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess they got the point.
It definitely grabs your attention, that's for sure. Ain't no
Oh
doubt
yeah.
at all.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'll never forget. I'll say it again. When I first got that book, I think I had my husband and I were going somewhere, and he was driving, and I said, let me grab this book. And I wanted to read it, and I'm reading, and I'm just boo-hooing, crying, just like my mother had pulled me in the room and just like she spanked me or something. I'm crying, and then I got angry. I've been through a wide range of emotions, and I told her that. She knows all of that. But it really, really took me back, back, should I say. And I'm like, oh my God, this girl experienced all of this. Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went through a point. I'm like, oh, I just want to help her. I want to go. She's a grown woman now with her own kids, but it's like, it takes you there.
Yeah.
And just makes you, think. You kind of, it's deep. Get your tickets, guys. Please make sure you get your tickets. Now, you have been all over doing interviews. You've done interviews on what is it? I don't want to say.
Oh, 1063, yeah.
Okay, 1063.
Yeah.
And you've done I'm sure you have other interviews coming up.
Yeah, I'm doing a media campaign starting June 27th for the play. So that's going to be busy. I'll be in New York in July doing interviews there. I think I'll be in Philly. So I got a lot going on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to, as she's talking, I'm trying to pull up this other video too. But you can finish what you were saying. I'm sorry. Where else are you going to be going?
Philly and possibly Boston. A lot of East Coast and a lot of West Coast. The Midwest is a bit different. It seems that it took a while for the Midwest to warm up because they're so used to trauma. And they feel like you really have to get over trauma. So Chicago is a bit different. Chicago was hard on me. Even when I was at that book fair with you, everybody kind of walked past me. I was just the girl with the horse, which is funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yep. because I wasn't in the in crowd, and it's so weird where I am now. So I'm
Wow.
grateful. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure they're probably kicking themselves in the pants right now.
Yeah.
Look, okay. I think this might be the shortened one.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna play this, guys. Because I think I have another one, but I had to find it. Take
That's
a
fine.
listen. Let's make sure we get the volume here. Oh, oh my God. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something of what you guys can expect, you know. Well, that's the promo for the play, so it is what you can expect.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that was deep. That was so deep, you know. Even me looking at it, I was like, send me something or whatever. And I'm like, oh God, maybe I should have told us. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, it'll grab you. It will grab you for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot wait until the stage play comes because, like I said, I'm going to be there, bells on my toes. Didn't you hear me when I come in? I'm just kidding. No, but I'll be there to support and to encourage you and your cast. And we're just praying that God will just bless, 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 bless. So, again, guys, you can go to her website. You can go to Eventbrite. Make sure you purchase your tickets for Nowhere to Call Home stage play. And remember what she said. What'd you say? You said ignore, but you said something else before ignore. What was that other part?
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Just keep going.
Just go. Just keep going. Keep
Mm-hmm.
going.
Yep.
All right. I'm praying for you that God will just continue to bless you
Thank
and
you.
do in you what He has started. He will continue it and He will finish it, and others will be blessed by it. So thank you
Thank you.
again for taking time out and coming and talking with me and sharing
No problem.
about this great work that God is doing through you. And
Yeah.
you keep going.
I know. Yeah.
All right, sweetie. We'll talk soon, and we'll see you soon.
Yes.
All
See you
right.
guys. I plan to see everybody.
That's right. They coming. They coming.
Yeah.
If you build it, they'll come.
Well,
And
I know.
yes,
It's gonna
yes,
be fun.
it will. It will be fun. All right. All right, great. As she's exiting, guys, I'm going to encourage you again to make sure you go to her website, mzcamile.com. And also go to Eventbrite to make sure you purchase your tickets. Type in Nowhere to Call Home stage play. All right. And we've said it a few times during this broadcast, so you shouldn't miss it at all.
Mm.
Because I don't want you to come whining to me telling me you missed it because you didn't get your ticket, okay? But
All right.
it'll be good for you guys, and you'll learn a lot from it, and yeah, what to do and what not to do. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to get out of here, guys. Thanks again for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you and your support, listening to us and sharing and tagging individuals into this live feed so that they will be able to enjoy it as well. All right, and we'll see you soon for you to come on in and get caught in a net.
Get caught in a net with